Warning! Watching Reactive Terrain RC may cause sudden urges to buy just one more micro RC. Side effects may include angry spouse, living room converted into crawler course, and uncontrollable impulse RC purchasing. Viewers' discretion is advised. Terms and conditions apply. Reactive Terrain RC accepts no responsibility for loss of savings accounts, late night AliExpress browsing, arguments with the other half, or mystery appearances of yet another RC package on your doorstep. By watching this video, you automatically agree to them terms and conditions whether you read this or not, which is probably not really the case because honestly, whoever listens to this part will read this part anyway.
Hey, what's going on? Adam at Reactive Terrain. So yeah, I'm at it again, another build. This one's been on the pipeline for a very long time. In fact, the moment I got this body, the Blazer body from FairRC, I knew exactly what direction I wanted to take it. I just couldn't find the components to do it. And then I dug out an old kit that, well, I suppose a lot of us would never even dream of using or thinking of because it's such a low budget micro or mini crawler. I've cut you in quite far down the line because really I'm not doing much fabricating like I did for the freewheeler. This is a lot of just CAD work and 3D printing. So we're going to take a look at the chassis and I'll explain a little bit of what's going on. Alright, so this is like version 4, I think. I think I did like 4 different versions. And I'm actually using an FTX Outback. It comes with, where is it? It comes with that body. Really short wheelbase, really narrow axles, which is why I've chosen these, because they actually fit underneath it without having to shorten them. I haven't had to do anything like that regarding the axles, so it's just a straight swap. And then I basically built these sliders that move the axle up and down so that we can operate them like this on airbags. So that took a little bit of work just to get that right. I did have to 3D print some bottom links, and I'll probably 3D print some bottom links for the rear, but I actually used some SCX24 links for the rear of this one. This is the top links from the kit, so use those. And I'm actually going to be using the gearbox and transmission because it sits really nice and low in the actual truck as well. That being said, it's pretty much, the goal was to get this loaded down as far as I possibly could, and making sure it all looked really scaled and looked right. A lot of cutting and shutting in the back of the bed. I actually took the entire bed out and did some trimming underneath just to get the servo sorted out, and then 3D printed capsule or rear bed to go on the back. Good old speakers, air ride suspension, and then it was down to wheels. Now I've actually done a lot of social media work with this one, and I was going to use the module drawer wheels, which look really nice, but I wasn't kind of digging the gold. There's nothing gold on this. I've got all the original bumpers on it, which are actually magnetic, which is just, well, so easy to install. And the same with the rear. It's all magnetic, so they can actually come off, and they also pick up everything on your workbench. Let's put it on my jig. Yeah, so I cut out a lot of the bed and got this bed 3D printed, and that sits in there. it was really important for me to be able to use that as well still. So you can just still debate whether to put this on a little servo. I do have a little micro servo that I could install and put the rear on a hinge. The hinge is quite nice there. Yeah, not sure. Yeah, so wheels. So I didn't really want to go with the gold because everything's chrome on it, and I know Batrazzi did these pretty much like it just screams lowrider, hot rod, you know, that type of build. It's definitely got a 90s to early 2000s vibe to it. A bit of Boy Coddington style going on, Chip Foose, I guess, as well. And I just knew these were going to be perfect for the build. So put my hand in my pocket and brought a set of these beauties. Now, these are actually on Playmobil tires. Anybody that's done the Volkswagen conversion, this is what they're off of. They're off the Volkswagen Beetle. Black nylon hubs with the little flange trimmed right off to get it right underneath these wheel arches, and that's about it. Now, the one thing you will notice is that there is no back to these because they're like another 3 or 4 mil. We just don't need them, but these tires push on this really well. It's not going to be driving fast or screeching around corners. It's just a cruise machine. So that is perfect. Now let me get it all set up and let you decide what you think. All right, so there it is, just sat on the wheels. See what I mean about those wheels? Just absolutely mint for it. So nice. The only thing I'm probably going to do is remove the magnet from the front of the body and put it behind the body. Or even on the chassis, just to get this bumper tucked right up. I don't want it sticking out as much as it is. Done that. I had plenty of room to do that with the rear. It's just nice and close. I've got to do that with that, so that's the next stage. Actually sprayed the chassis in like a little silver paint rather than printing it in silver. I printed it in really tough PLA and then sprayed it silver. Any silver or silk, anything like that, super, they just don't work. They're really flimsy and snap quite easy. I did actually paint, this is actually in a silver. I just got to detail out a couple of bits on it. But yeah, that's just looking awesome, man. These wheels were just the best decision on this build. Bearing in mind, it hasn't cost me anything to do this yet, other than the wheels, so pretty happy with that. Now I am running these really cheap servos. In fact, that one hasn't got a label on. Is that the rear? Yeah, I think that's the rear. So I made these plates that go down here, and for the front, and just reversed them, so I've got one working one way and one working on the other side, and they both click into place like so, and then you operate them and skaboosh, up and down they go. So yeah, a lot of people asking how I managed to get it down so low, and really it's just down to classic tulling out the chassis. I'm not too sure why that's not sitting as low as it should do. It should be able to get down a little bit lower. I've actually got this on a Dumbo receiver transmitter, and this is actually on a 2-stage button. So stage 1, it all pops up and it's all pretty much level. Stage 2 kind of pulls the front end up, rear end up really high, and then we can drop the front end down, so you get that kind of, you know, low rider stance as well, and vice versa. So yeah, I've got to work on the front servo. I've still got that to do, and I will be installing some LEDs, blue LEDs, to go in the bottom of the body as well. It's a must, surely. All right, well, I've also got to design some wheel nuts for this. The ones that these FTXs are a bit of an odd size, They're meant to be, I thought they were the same as SCX24, but it seems like they are a bit too big for some of it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not sure they're kind of right, but I'll have a little dig around and see what I've got. If not, I'll order some nicer nuts. They do stick out quite far as well. I'm a bit nervous in cutting them down to make them kind of shallower. But yeah, it's my mini truck build coming in nice and hard at the late 90s, early 2000s. Definitely got that great vibe. Ooh. Yeah. Alright, it's been 24 hours since my last confession. Right, so did a little bit of detailing on the 6B9s and the subs in the back. I didn't go too crazy because that would kind of be my style if I was building this. I was quite a subtle custom car guy. Yeah, I like clean lines and, you know, subtleness really. G-Dog is like bold as neon lights everywhere, big subwoofers and all kinds of stuff, but simplicity and clean lines is my style. So I might put a little kind of LCD display up here, or some lettering. I don't know, I might put a you know, like Sony or something like that, huge in the 90s, for all their gear. Right, so basically where I'm at is, let's put it on. Oh, I disconnected the battery. Right, minute. That was just a few seconds. It was good. We're all good. And we got blue lights, blue neons. It was a must. I had to go blue neons. Ice white, blue neons. Oh, it just goes. It's like coffee and cream, man. It's just what happens. I will be taking off the stickers, debadging it as you would do. Keep the Chevy sign on the front. I think I've got another little Chevy sticker, which I might put kind of up here as well, or on the airbag, gas tank or air tank, just because again that was something that I would do. I would brand it up, you know, like the vehicle I was doing. The Batrazzi Stella wheels, just I knew these things were going to make the build. As soon as they come out and I had this body just sat around, I was like, definitely need those. And actually I've been looking, I might get the black version of this and do a black version as well, just because I'm loving this build. It just looks so cool. So LED wise, that's what I've done. These are 5-volt TV USB LEDs. They're great. You can power them up really simple. They don't need no resistors, and they actually just have a green, red and blue. So you could kind of, I've just got it on the power and blue, but if you put blue and red and power, you'd get purple or whatever, yeah, purpley color. And so they have a different range of colors that you can get to match your body type. So if I was to do a black one, I would almost definitely go red neons. Red and black just looks absolutely ridiculously good. So I had a tip off by another great builder. He pointed me in the direction of these reducers. Colin is his name. Colin Corkin, I think his name is, his last name, and he builds some great rigs. He's also done a Lowrider kind of airbagged truck. He's actually got 4 servos because it's his pulling rig. This is just a little street cruiser, so I've only need the 2 to give that impression. I didn't want to do 4 corners anyway because I didn't want it to look like kind of a Lowrider kind of style. And so what it does is it gives a super slow action now, which gives it this great, but before it was quite zip, and then it'd be down and then back up again. So it just gives it that great, it's so cool. So a much more realistic airbag feel. So now we've got the kind of drag stance we could do and go full lift. I can then drop it down a stage on the rear, and that basically brings it level, and then I can go down. So we've got full droop, back up level, just a little bit higher on the rear, and obviously I can then drop it for the drag stance. So yeah, really happy with the progress. Now this isn't a 3D printed silver chassis, and the reason why I didn't do that is because I find silk PLA really brittle, and it can easily snap. And to be fair, I have crudely designed this. You know, I've got these little archovers, they're just glued on, yeah, so, but it works really well. So I just sprayed this in a kind of high shine silver. I think, you know, if you were doing one for a real good show and shine, you'd probably find some way of plating it and then chroming it. That would be something I would look at doing. I've seen the videos on this where you can plate 3D printed parts, so it's definitely something that I think I might look at doing. But overall, the chassis works really well. It looks kind of cool, looks how it's meant to look. So next job is to fit the front servo and get that working. And then it's the paint job. I did put a little poll out, and I knew which one was going to get picked because it's the one I would pick, which is the teardrop kind of look. Oh, it's not sitting straight. I don't know what's going on there. So it's all, you know, all these sharp, jagged things coming in, and because we've gone kind of ice blue, it's going to be a blue, and then maybe like a purpley color or something like that. I have gone red, so maybe a little bit of red in there as well. Just don't know whether I want to hand spray it with my airbrush or whether I want to do vinyls. Vinyls are going to be symmetrical both sides, and there's no stress of getting it wrong or mucking up the body. So I think I might cop out and see if I can get vinyls for it. But if not, then yeah, I'm just loving this build. It's so cool. And don't ever let a creator tell you that their workplace is tidy, because I'm telling you now, it's not ever tidy. Alright guys, so I'm going to wrap this project up right here. So this is going to be, well, this is part one. This is my little kind of side project, so we're getting really close, but I've got to tidy up all these wires, huge wire management thing to go on. So let me know in the comments your tips and tricks, anything you've tried, best way, love to know. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with the, whether I paint it, I vinyl wrap it. I'm a bit nervous on painting it, just because I know how quick things can go wrong. And yeah, we can hopefully get this bad boy finished. But like I say, this is a bit of a love project. I've got other projects on the build for other videos, including the roller. Yeah, so that builds, well, that's got to happen. I've also got a couple of commission builds I've got to get done, and well, it's I don't know, 5, 6, 7 weeks away from the Camel Trophy, so I've got to get trophies all done and everything like that. So yeah, my project's got to take a little bit of a back seat. I suppose this is my project, the roller, but it's actually a build for parts that have been given to us as well. So I thought I'd find a really cool project to give these manufacturers the best exposure as possible, and well, this thing does that. Lots of new Batrazzi stuff coming out as well, so and FairRC, yeah, it's a really busy time of the year. It's great. Plus our Builders Award, I'm trying to do that as well. Love it, but sometimes you just end up with lots of projects. Anywho, thanks for watching, and well, I'll see you on the next one.